So, you have been into this market since past couple of years, and your father since 2007, right? I believe. So, what are the key challenges that are faced by the consumers in, your experience?
So in my experience, the key challenges has always been odor, and organizations spend a lot of money on cleaning and hygiene.
Hi, Kedar. How are you doing today?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Great, great, great. So, before we get into the discussion, let me set the context and the pace of the session today. Right. So today we'll be talking about biotechnology, the next frontier in hygiene industry. Right. And today we have Mr. Kedar Kulkarni, who is co-founder and director at Rutu Biosystems. Right. So before we delve into the nitty-gritties and the topic itself, I would like to know more about you and your journey. Right. So if you can shed some light over there, Kedar, it will be great.
Right. So Rutu Biosys as a company was started back in 2007 by my father, who accidentally got in touch with biotechnology, and the world of biotechnology fascinated him to such an extent that he dropped his electrical engineering job and started exploring avenues in biotechnology. He started working on biotechnology for sanitation because he realized that there is a huge gap in what is the solutions available in the market today, and what can be actual solutions. The major focus area for the company has always been on odor management.
Okay.
So we started working on solutions for odor management for garbage odor control. So our first success story was developing a solution to neutralize the odor in garbage dumping grounds. And we started offering the solutions to a lot of municipal corporations all over the country. And it was a big success. And the product was a neutralizing agent. It was not a masking agent like perfumes. And again, it was a biological product. So it was completely biodegradable and natural, and that's how we realized that using science we can start tackling solution or problem areas where there is odor problems. So after garbage odor control, we started moving into other areas of odor management, washroom hygiene, and that is how the journey began. I joined the company a couple of years ago. I am a biotech graduate, and we have been doing a lot of R&D in this sector. We have set up our own laboratory in Pune.
Correct, correct. That's quite interesting. But and the thing that you mentioned, right? So controlling the odor, right? Not just masking it, but neutralizing it is something which is
Neutralizing it
very
at source.
fascinating, right? So now the very first question for you is that can you give an overview of the industry size and market dynamics that are playing or that are into the picture when we talk about these solutions and this industry altogether?
So the hygiene industry in India is very fragmented, and it is largely controlled by unorganized sector. There are a few multinational companies who are there in the market, but like I said, it's largely controlled by the unorganized sector. So it is very difficult to gauge the market size. But if you look at it in an indirect way, each and every organization uses some or the other hygiene products. Each and every office will use some or the other kind of cleaning agents. So the market size is huge. The
Correct.
market is not very mature like in any typical developing country. We are slowly adapting to newer technologies. The mindset is there. The change in mindset is there. We have been seeing it for the last couple of years, but it is still a developing market.
Correct, correct. You rightly mentioned that it is fragmented and it is largely used by all the companies, right? So that way, if we see the potential is also, I believe, huge, right?
Huge.
Correct, correct. Now, I think there might be certain driving factors which are driving the industry, further. So if you can highlight what are the key driving factors for, biotechnology industry in India?
So the biotechnology industry as a whole in India is huge. Biotechnology is used in all industries, right from your pharmaceuticals to your drugs and medicines. to even breweries, etc. We are working on a very niche segment in the biotechnology industry, trying to apply scientific methodologies and biotechnological solutions to sanitation and waste management particularly.
Correct, correct. Interesting. So, you have been into this market since past couple of years, and your father since 2007, right? I believe. So, what are the key challenges that are faced by the consumers in, your experience?
So in my experience, the key challenges has always been odor. And organizations spend a lot of money on cleaning and hygiene, but in the end, most of the products or the conventional products, like is how we refer to them, they do only a superficial job on the surface level. They don't tackle the root cause, and that is how there are a lot of problems in the washrooms, where there is odor even after spending thousands of rupees on cleaning, or even in general areas like offices or etc. They use perfumes, they use all sorts of odor busters and etc. But still they face problem because nobody is treating the root cause of the problem. Also, another problem that we see is the lack of awareness. So there are people who are trying to offer good solutions in the market, but since it's largely unorganized, even the consumer is not aware of proper solutions available in the market.
Correct, correct. So, you said awareness is a problem, right? So, I'm sure you might have taken a lot of steps to eradicate, or to solve this problem primarily. If you can shed some light over there, it will be great.
So I can say that the first 10 odd years of the company we were spent only on creating awareness. Because the technology is new, it is not very it's something different from your conventional products. So we have had to talk to a lot of people, try to make them understand. Even we work at very grassroots levels. For example, if we organize you as a company, my team will first, even before pitching the product, will try to understand what is the situation at your end. Is there any odor problem? Is there any hygiene related issues? Is there any water related problem at your end? And that's how we try to pitch the solutions. We first try to understand the problem and we try to pitch the solutions. We work largely with end consumers. We work very or you can say a minority of our business goes through channel partners or distributors. So we deal with a lot of end consumers. We connect with them, we talk to them, we understand their problems, and that is how primarily we are trying to create awareness.
Correct, correct. Interesting. Now, what is the solution that you are offering, and how is it different from other players who are out there in the market?
Right. When I say that we are trying to apply biotechnology and science to the hygiene field, the major product or product range for us is our waterless urinal solution. So our solution is no capex based. So there is no capital investment. There is no change in infrastructure. You don't need to do any retrofitting. So your existing urinals in gents washrooms can be converted to waterless and odorless. So that is our key, selling point or our unique selling factor. Their waterless urinals have been in the market for the last decade or two, but majority of them are very expensive. The whole capital investment is required. There is retrofitting required. There is change in infrastructure required. Ours is a consumable based solution, so we don't change any infrastructure. Only the existing consumables are replaced with our biological products, and that is how we claim that your existing urinals can become waterless and odorless. All these products are again green certified, so they are non-toxic to the environment, non-toxic to the humans who are using, and biodegradable.
That's quite interesting, but right, and I believe waterless urinals in themselves are solving a lot of water problem, right? So one such urinal
Right.
contributes to a lot of water
On an
savings.
average, exactly. On an average, one urinal can save up to 27,000 liters of water annually.
Correct,
And that is a very conservative figure. 27,000 liters is approximately 2 to 3 persons annual drinking water requirement.
correct, correct. That's quite interesting, and the fact that you said that it is not capex driven, right? So I don't need to
Yes,
change the whole systems and fittings, right? And
exactly.
it's just a plug and play kind of thing, right? That's
Right.
quite interesting. Right, right. So that brings me to my next question. What is the contribution that you have made in the industry so far?
I believe that we are trying to drive a change in the consumer mindset, moving away from conventional products to something where there is no additional expenditure, but you are getting a lot of benefits: water saving, improvement in hygiene, odor management, uh, and I believe that is where our key contribution to the industry lies. We have gone one step ahead and we have linked water saving with carbon emission reduction. You see, in India today, majority of the electricity is consumed, is produced because of coal.
Correct,
And when we use water, there is a whole lot of activity going on behind the scenes before the water even reaches our facility. And
correct,
all those activities involve electricity. So when you're cutting down your water usage, you are indirectly reducing your carbon emissions. So we have done a lot of research in that area, and that is how we are also claiming that not only are you reducing your water usage, but you are also cutting down your carbon emissions. There has been a lot of study which shows that behind every 1,000 liters of water, approximately 2.45 kg of carbon emission is happening. So
okay,
if you save 2.45 kilograms per 1,000 liters of water, so
correct,
if you save even 1,000 liters of water, you are reducing minute amount of carbon emission,
correct, correct.
which
That
is a small but a significant step in the bigger picture.
correct, correct. So you rightly mentioned, right? So it is a two-way thingy that we are doing, correct? And I'm sure the market must also have been evolved in over the past couple of years, while back what it was in 2007 and what it is today are two completely different things, right? So I'm sure you might have also seen the market evolve, right? So if you can shed some
Right.
light, how was it back then and how is it now, or how is that evolved today?
So in the last 10 odd years, there has been a drastic shift in the mind in the market. Today, people are aware of global warming, people are aware of climate change, people are aware of carbon emissions. Back then, it was us going against the flow and trying to convince people that you need to change your practices so that in future we don't face any problems. Today the market is open to listening.
Correct. Correct. So I believe that is largely true in all these segments, right? Consumers are becoming more aware about their purchases, and especially the Gen Z, right? They are
Right.
also
Today
catering
most
to.
of the organizations are targeting carbon neutrality within the next decade or so.
Correct. Correct.
So it's also top management driven today.
Correct. And a lot of big companies are also talking, about this, and there's a lot of noise around this
Right.
as well, right? So net zero by so and so year is something which all the organizations are aiming to take, correct? So that's quite interesting, but I would say, right? So that brings me to my very last question for you, Kedar. Where do you position yourself, rather, to Biosys in the next 3 years or so, maybe?
In the next 3 years we want to become sort of the name in the industry for odor management.
Correct, correct. And I'm sure there might
And
have been certain KPIs or key indicators that you might be tracking. So what are those, if you can highlight?
see, for us, the key indicator today that we use to, gauge how we are doing in the market is the number of urinals that we are servicing. So within the next 3 years, our plan is to service not less than 5 lakh urinals.
Correct, correct. That's quite interesting. But and 5 lakh urinals means a ton amount of water is saved, right?
Right.
So that's interesting, truly. Right, Kedar. So that was it from my end. It was lovely having you here at Startup Story, and it was indeed a very insightful discussion for me as well. And I'm sure a lot of users who will be listening to this later on will also find it insightful. Correct.
Right.
So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.